In this tutorial, we'll be using Adobe Illustrator to create intertwined rings or like chains in a link using the cut tool and the strokes. I've already got Illustrator open here and I've created a new file and I called it rings. I'm going to start off here by going to my oval tool. So click on the rectangle tool, drag over till you see the ellipse tool, and then draw a circle with your shift key down to keep it perfectly round. I'm going to make it about this size and let go. Now you can see here in my paint chips, my foreground color, my fill color rather, is white and my stroke color is black. I want to make the fill none, so I'm going to click on that fill chip, bring it to the foreground, click on the little icon with the red line through it, which makes the fill none, and then click back on the stroke chip so that I can actually go in and make this stroke fatter now. It's a very thin line right now, so go over to your stroke palette, mine's over on the right here, and under weight I'm going to click on the pull down menu and I'll try 6, and I'll actually go even bigger than that. I'll go about 12, 10, let's try 10, let's try 20. There we go. 20 is a pretty good thickness. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to save my file at this point. File, save, and I'll just save it on my desktop, rings.ai, save, and click OK. Now what I want to do here is actually duplicate this and have it slightly overlap. So I'll go to my selection tool. I'm now going to duplicate this circle. So I must go over the line, then hit my Option key, start to drag it to the right, and then hit my Shift key to constrain it. The Option key is for duplication, the Shift key is for constraining it on the horizontal axis. And when I've come about this distance, I'm going to let go of my mouse because I want to have this overlap. What I'm going to do now, while this is still highlighted, is change the color of that stroke from black to a different color. So I can either go up to the color swatches and choose any color in here, or I could double click on my stroke palette and choose a color through the color picker. So I'm going to choose it through the color picker, and I'll just choose an orange here and click OK. Now what we want to do is we want to make it look like one ring is chain linked to the other. So we need to go in and physically cut this line about here and about here with our scissor tool, then move this little piece in behind the black line. So I'm going to zoom in on that. The zoom command on the keyboard is Apple plus to zoom up, and then spacebar to drag around. And if I want to zoom back down, it's Apple minus. So Apple plus to zoom up, spacebar to drag around. So this is a good view to work at now. I'm going to go down to my scissor tool. Down near the bottom on the right, click on it. I'm going to make sure my cursor is right over the line, and I'll cut about ½ an inch from the bottom and about ½ an inch from the top here. And what I've done is I've actually severed that line now. So let me go back to my selection tool, move my cursor over that line. You can't see it, but whenever your cursor changes and you see this little square icon, that means you're on the line and you can click it, which I'll do now. And you can see now how I've isolated that line. What I need to do is move it behind the black line in the stacking order. So with it highlighted, I'll go up to my object pull down menu, go arrange, send to back. Again, object pull down menu, go to arrange, then send to back, click it. And you can see here now I've just deselected by clicking away. I've got 2 rings intertwined. I want to make this even a little more sophisticated. I would like to put a white key line in behind the black line right here. So let me go up and select this by dragging across, copying it, edit, copy, and there's a nice feature in here where we can go paste in the front or paste in the back. So what we want to do is paste this in the back, change the color of the stroke to white, and then increase the stroke weight. So now with it highlighted, I'll go edit, paste in back, make sure my stroke chip is in the foreground. I'm going to go up to my color palette and choose white over on the right hand side here by clicking it, and now I'll go up to the weight and I'll increase that. I'll try 30. There we go. You see what happened there was there's actually a white line going all the way around sitting behind here. Now what I need to do is also do that on this piece here. So I can deselect by clicking away, then select again, drag across this bottom piece of the yellow circle, and you can see what it's done. It's highlighted everything but the small piece. We'll copy that, edit, copy, and do it once again, edit, paste in back, and then right away we'll go and change the color to white. So I'll go over to my color palette here, click on white, try that again, there we go, and change the weight under my stroke palette to 30 points. And there you see we have a slightly more sophisticated version which actually emulates the logo of the Olympic rings. They have 5 rings, but we've done 2 here that intertwine and have that little white border or key line, if you will, going around each ring. Save your file, file save, and that is the rings portion of today's Illustrator exercise.